Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, gather round. It's that time again where the green confetti's still fresh on the field, but the ghosts of seasons past are whispering in the wind. The Philadelphia Eagles sit at 4-0, undefeated and untamed, for the third time in 4 years. But here's the hook that keeps me up at night. Does this feel like destiny or déjà vu? Like that thrilling 10-1 start in 2023 that ended in a heartbreaking nosedive? Buckle up, because tonight, we're diving deep into why these birds of prey are soaring high but flirting with a fall that could echo louder than the boos at the link on a rainy Sunday. Let's kick things off with the headlines straight from the city of brotherly love. The Eagles just wrapped up Week 4 with a gritty 24-20 nail-biter over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another playoff squad from last year, mind you. Before that, a statement smackdown against the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 1, a revenge-fueled grind past the Los Angeles Rams in Week 3, and a defensive masterclass against the Buffalo Bills. 4 wins, 0 losses, and they're one of just 2 undefeated teams left standing alongside the Bills. Jalen Hurts, that dual-threat dynamo from Oklahoma who etched his name in Super Bowl lore back in 17, my Eagles' heart's still racing from that parade. Hurts has been slinging it with poise, rushing for key first downs, and keeping turnovers in check. But folks, these victories, they've been close, real close. Point differential sitting at a modest plus 20, good for 10th in the league. It's wins, sure, but they're scraping by, not dominating like the dynasty we crave. Now, let's peel back the layers, because as much as I love celebrating these W's, the parallels to 2023 are staring us right in the face like a Cowboys fan in the stands. Remember that year? The Eagles ripped off 10 straight after a stumble, topping powerhouses like the Chiefs and Bills, looking every bit the NFC Kings. We were chanting, "Fly, Eagles, fly," from the Schuylkill to the Delaware, dreaming of back-to-back rings after that magical 17 run, when Nick Foles, the Philly underdog, outdueled Tom Brady for the city's first Super Bowl trophy. Reggie White's sack records, Brian Dawkins' helmet-to-helmet intensity, Donovan McNabb's no-look passes. That legacy had us believing again. But then, poof. 5 losses in the last 6, a wild-card wipeout against the Bucs, same team they just edged this week, and a final record that screamed, what if? Their point differential plummeted to plus 5 by season's end, 15th in the NFL. Blown out by the 49ers, split with a mediocre Giants squad they should have steamrolled. Sound familiar? This year's plus 20 masks some squeakers. If CD Lamb hauls in that post route in Week 1, or the Rams nail a chip shot field goal, we're talking 2-2, not 4-0. And speaking of squeakers, enter the drama that's got Twitter, X, buzzing louder than a tailgate at Chickies and Pete's. AJBrown, the Mississippi monster we traded up for in 23, the guy with hands like glue and routes that bend defenses in half, he's simmering again. For the second straight season, our star receivers dropping hints of frustration. Last year, after a gut punch loss, he called out the passing as the team's Achilles heel. This week, a cryptic post shading whoever's not feeding him the rock, even with the undefeated streak. It's not about the wins if you're not all in, he might as well have tweeted. Look, AJ's no diva. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler who's torched secondaries for over 1,500 yards in seasons past, syncing with Devonta Smith like peanut butter and jelly, that Alabama duo we snagged to rebuild the air raid. But when targets dip and the ball's not flying his way, it echoes that 23 tension. Remember Brian Johnson, our rookie OC experiment? Promoted from running backs coach at 36, he flamed out so bad we shipped him packing. Now, with Kellen Moore off to the Saints, we've got Kevin Patullo, passing game coordinator turned play caller, in the hot seat. First-time jitters? You bet. The pass game's been MIA except for that explosive second half against the Rams, where Hurts finally aired it out for 250 yards and 2 scores. Nick Sirianni had to swat down rumors he hijacked the headset mid-game. Kevin's got this, Sirianni said in a fictional huddle chat I'd kill to eavesdrop on. We're scheming for explosion, not excuses. But wait, there's more brewing under the hood, and it's not all green lights. Injuries, those cruel gatecrashers to any contender's party, are already knocking. Take the offensive line, the concrete jungle that paved Saquon Barkley's path to 2,005 rushing yards last season, 8th all-time, folks, in a Giants uniform no less, before we lured him home to the NFC East meat grinder. Lane, the franchise Johnson, future Hall of Famer with more pancakes than IHOP, is nursing nagging tweaks but suiting up. Pro Bowl guard Landon Dickerson? Same story, groin issues, but grinding through. It's wear and tear from that deep 24 playoff push, where we bowed out to the Niners in the divisional round. Jalen Hurts. His knees whispering reminders of 23, when he limped to a career-worst 3.9 yards per carry. And Saquon, down to 3.1 YPC this year from 5.8 last. Holes aren't opening like they did when he danced for 200+ in New York, embarrassing our rivals the Cowboys and Commanders. History's brutal here. Of the 9 backs to crack 2,000 yards, none topped 1,500 the next. Is Father Time cashing in early? Flip to the defense, and it's a tale of promise pierced by pain. Nolan Smith Jr., that speedy edge rusher we drafted in 23 to channel Reggie White's ghost, ascending like a rocket until a triceps tear sidelined him to IR. And Jalen Carter, our DT beast, the Michigan wrecking ball who led the D-line in pressures last year? Shoulder dinged in Week 4, questionable moving forward. Darius Slay, the shutdown corner with more INTs than a spy novel, is holding it down, but that secondary? It crumbled in 23 post-injuries, just like the 24 Niners after their Super Bowl hangover. The Chiefs' dynasty thrives on recovery. We've got to learn that lesson or repeat the fade. Stats don't lie, Eagles faithful. Let's break him down quick, like a Hurts bootleg. In 23, after 10-1, we ranked 7th in point differential, but opponents averaged 20 points late season. This year, 10th overall, but against a murderer's row: Chiefs, AFC champs; Rams, NFC contenders; Bucks, wildcard warriors. Strength of schedule's no crutch, it's a badge. Yet, vibes matter. Drew Brees, now slinging hot takes on ESPN's First Take instead of spirals. Nailed it. I know Philly's undefeated, but barely. Barely. If CD catches that post, if the Rams make the kick, they're 2-2. Not the best team in the NFL. Ouch. Counterpoint from our sideline. We know how to win ugly, Hurts might say in my imagined post-game scrum. It's October, plenty of tape to fix the flaws. And fictional fan quote from South Philly's finest, Tony from the Mummers: "These birds ain't pretty, but they bleed green." Remember 17? We shocked the world because we scrapped. Tactically, Sirianni's dialing up more RPOs, read option passes, to shield the O-line, but it's exposing Hurts to hits. Defensively, Vic Fangio's blitz packages are spicy, sacking QBs at a top 5 clip, but run defense? Leaky like a Delaware River barge. Compared to 23, we're better in third down stops, 45% conversion allowed versus 52%, but red zone efficiencies dipped, opponents punching in 60% of trips. Expert take, hypothetical from ex-Eagle Brian Westbrook on my show: this O-line's the heart, Patchett, or Barkley's a ghost. But with Hurts grit, they flipped the script by Thanksgiving. Looking ahead, the implications are seismic. NFC East. It's a bloodbath. Cowboys lurking at 3-1, Giants rebuilding but feisty, Commanders with that young spark. A collapse like 23 torpedoes our playoff seeding, maybe drafts us a luxury like a top edge in 26. But I see silver linings. This team's hungrier post-24 exit. Predictions. They address the pass pro, unleash Brown and Smith for 300-yard games, and Carter returns roaring. By December, 12-2, top seed, avenging the Niners in the playoffs. Super Bowl 59? Why not? Philly's done the impossible before. Eagles Nation, from the passion of Lincoln Financial Field, where the AJBrown chant drowns out the world, to the bars on Broad Street, this is our team. Flawed. Fiercely. Unstoppable. If they heed the warnings. Tune in Sunday as we host the Steelers. Wait, no, next up's the Cardinals, but you get it. Where you're green, crank, dreams and nightmares, and let's remind the league why Philly football's a religion. Fly, Eagles, fly. Higher than ever. This is your Eagles anchor, signing off. Stay locked on the channel for more breakdowns, because we're in this dynasty chase together.